What's up guys, Cash back again, and although we're currently in the midst of a content/communication drought, we actually have something interesting to talk about. And we're talking about why it's beginning to look as if WarMachine is in position to be the next hero introduced in Marvel's Avengers, and by next, I of course mean following the release of the Winter Soldier, who is scheduled to arrive in the patch 2.7 update alongside the newly revised Clone and Lab Omega level threat mission. And I'll break down everything that supports the idea that WarMachine might be the next hero, and break down the pros and cons of that decision, so let's jump into it. With the exception of heroes like Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch, most of the heroes rumored to be planned as future DLC for Avengers are all pretty divisive when it comes to player reception. And WarMachine, the Winter Soldier, and She-Hulk have all been heavily dismissed as being generic copies of existing heroes who don't offer much variety in terms of gameplay by some players, while other players like myself are interested in seeing any new hero because of the effort that goes into making each hero unique. In one of his recent streams, Miller was asked who he believes could be the next hero after the Winter Soldier, and I just want to reiterate that Miller isn't an official source of news for Marvel's Avengers, and this is purely his own speculation as to who he believes could be next and why. Miller does data mine and share info found in the files of the game, and he has proven he has sources close to the game, which is why he has credibility, but still, take this with a grain of salt because nothing is official news until it's announced by player Avengers themselves, but this is what Miller had to say.
So you said you don't know if She-Hulk is next. Who do you think would be, if not her, WarMachine, Ironheart, or a more original character like Wanda? WarMachine would be the easiest one. Easily. But to me, it would make sense for this to be the time that they do WarMachine. Yeah. Like, the concept is, like, get more and more original stuff in each character, but, like, I don't know that, like, 2 months from now, they have the resources to ramp up any further than they already have.
Now this is interesting because, as I said, Miller does have sources close to the project, and he has insight into how things work behind the scenes, and he has a better understanding than most of what the team behind the game, as currently constructed, is capable of. And because of the team's small size and limited resources, opting to go with a hero who poses fewer challenges design-wise, like WarMachine, makes sense strategically because it provides a chance to still deliver a new hero to the game, and a character like WarMachine offers more room for the team to make him stand out than heroes like Jane Foster and the Winter Soldier. But Miller also shared that the idea seems to be to add more and more original design with each new hero, which suggests more unique heroes are planned, but while the team is still hiring to expand, they're doing what they can. Something else that supports the idea of WarMachine being next in line is the fact that Miller and other data miners found evidence that work has been done on him in the past, but development was stopped for whatever reason. But the idea of simply picking up where they left off could look appealing. But then again, they could go for a complete redesign for him since they now have Brian Wagner on the team, who made a name for himself with his work on Marvel Heroes, with his design work for unique gameplay for WarMachine in that game being a standout. And a few months back, he shared that he was personally designing the next two planned heroes, so the idea of WarMachine being one of those two heroes isn't a stretch. And WarMachine also happens to be Brian's favorite Marvel hero, so he clearly has a strong understanding of what Rhodey brings to the table in terms of gameplay. Although, he's also spoken about feeling the pressure from the expectation to surpass his work on WarMachine and Marvel Heroes, but he also has a ton of ideas on how Rose could join the Avengers universe. So I'm confident if WarMachine is the hero the team chose to go with, he's in capable hands. Obviously, after the news of Bucky being more of a clone than originally anticipated, the mere thought of the next hero being WarMachine is going to instantly turn some players off. But just the same, new players are given the game a chance now that it's being offered for free in some capacity, and they're not as jaded as players who have run out of patience with the game. And I think that's something the dev team keeps in mind. It's no secret that a large part of the original team who worked on the game prior to launch have moved on, and the current team are in a rebuilding phase after the recent acquisition by the Embracer Group. But they have communicated that they have plans to get to a position where they can deliver not only new heroes, but new villains and missions more frequently. And while that process may not be moving as fast as some players would like, the team is still working to deliver new content. Again guys, this isn't official news, but it seems that WarMachine fans may finally get to see him come to Marvel's Avengers, and while it will definitely be a divisive choice if that's ultimately the road they choose, I'll be excited to see him announced. But now I want to hear what you guys are thinking. How do you feel about the idea of WarMachine possibly being the next hero, and do you think the team will reach a point where they can add more unique heroes to the roster? Let me know down below, and make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more Marvel's Avengers content every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.